Hello. Hello. I'm going to let you guess. Where are we all today? We started this live stream and we're asking the question, where is the host today? We know where he was 4 days ago. We know where he was 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago. Where do we all think he is today? Do we think vitality and radiating joy and abundance? Or do we think somewhere off in space is a lot more likely? Somewhere off in space. Yeah, it's the best way to put it. Otherwise, I do not know where I am. I do not know where I am. I know I don't know where I am right now. But I know I'm doing the work. I know everything is correct. And I know it's as good as it can get. And I'm real focused. Wandering in space. I'm wandering in space. But it's real cold in space. Remember that. And unfortunately, real cold hurts. It's beautiful at times. And sheer agony at others. The silence. Can be so magical. It can be so magical, and it is magical. Absolutely magical. And I've accepted the silence. And I don't care, and I can almost hear because I've accepted the silence, the radiation of the universe out in space. Come on, Gabriel. Come on, really? The radiation in space? That's what we're going with as the opener? The radiation in space today, yeah. Gabriel can hear the radiation in space. So to open today's fast track, we're using another image from Facebook. Yep. We're using another image from Facebook. And this one's from one of my teachers in this world, Dr. John DeMartini. Sounds really, really local general practitioner doctor, doesn't it? He's a doctor in chiropractor. He was basically a chiropractor once upon a time before he became really, really clever. Or he was probably clever before. He was a clever chiropractor. He was a clever chiropractor that went above and beyond the chiropractor. And he kept the doctor at the front. It sounds professional. It sounds smart. But that's a bit. What are you doing? You're keeping the doctor. John. This is how I speak to masters. John's a master. John's an absolute master. And I speak to them in my mind and out loud sometimes, and I call him John. I should call him Doctor. I should call him Dr. DeMartini, but no. We're on the level here, and it's John. But John knows his stuff. John knows his stuff, that's the thing. And really, if anybody's deserves to be called a doctor for being really smart, it's John. So he's kept the doctor. He's not really a doctor in smartness. He's a doctor in chiropractic. It's not going to come out. He was once upon a time a doctor. Then stopped being a doctor and became really smart. I like John. John's a good guy. He's a spiritual master, 100%. He's a spiritual master. And how does John hide his light? His spiritual light. How does John hide his spiritual light? By being a doctor in cleverness. John is really clever. He's a polymath. It means I've studied this world to such an extent I've got it down to a T. I pick up one subject, I know that subject. I go to another subject, that subject's a bit familiar in this area, and this area. And if I ever think about that to what I know, it's amazing. It's like a map forms out of nowhere. And then I go to this subject and a map forms there. And before you know it, he can go to any subject. And he's a master in it somehow. That's John. Now tell me, is that not a superpower? And it's just John, dumb old John, and he's got a superpower. I've been having old Sadhguru. We've all seen one of my favourite movies, The Last Samurai. Sadhguru's the last guru at the moment. Sadhguru, the last guru. He's like the ultimate guru. Sadhguru, the ultimate guru. Sadhguru, the ultimate guru. Sadhguru, the ultimate guru. And he's been helping me. What happened is, and this is all on the channel. We're not going to call him Sadhguru anymore. It's not appropriate. Sadhguru is a misdeception. It's deceiving, Sadhguru. A better name for Sadhguru is the ultimate guru. A bit like the Ultimate Warrior. But instead of a WWF wrestler, see, you didn't know which way I was going to go then. Was I going to go Achilles, the Ultimate Warrior? That's how the Greeks look at him. He was the Ultimate Warrior at the time, and he represents the Ultimate Warrior. But no. We decided to go WWF wrestling, Ultimate Warrior. Which Ultimate Warrior was better? And all I remember is John D. Martinez as the conversation, because I've got the sign on the screen. So Ultimate Warrior. No, we don't want to hear about the Ultimate Warrior, Gabriel. Change the conversation. Tell us, Gabriel. Tell us. We don't care about war, Gabriel. We don't care about war. And if we don't care about war, then what do we care about the ultimate warrior? God. Is he even spiritual? War is just not spiritual at all, man. This guy claims he's woken up as a spiritual master and he's talking about war. Yeah. Just get back to spiritual John. Get back to spiritual John. So John's message is very much non-spiritual. Non-spiritual. Look for spirituality, and all you're going to find is a little bit of love. A little bit of love, cleverness, and supernatural power with John. A little bit of love. A little bit of love with John. But when you know John, as long as I've known John, and it's been quite a while, and I've been to see him talk a few times, I shook his hand. I shook his hand at the end of a talk. I was so nervous. I was dancing. I was dancing to the anxiety at the time, and he was looking at me like, what is going on with you? And I just said, I want to just say thank you and shake your hand. I don't want to talk about what happened. I showed myself up in front of the whole room, and we'll talk about it another day. But John is spiritual. John is spiritual. John talks about money. And John says everything is spiritual. Now, if you say everything is spiritual, automatically that means you're not spiritual. Because how can war and money be spiritual? So what you're doing in that moment is saying, I'm doing spiritual politics. Spirituality is everything. And if you're spiritual, you don't get involved in politics. So John says, all you spiritual folk, go away. Don't venture into this. But if you do, spirituality is still there. That little bit of love is actually a lot of love, and it's behind everything. And what he's doing is really, really, really spiritual. See, I'm secretly really relieved right now. I'm like, phew, thank God for that, because I was about to kill John then. I was murdering John. I was saying John isn't spiritual, John isn't this, John isn't that. And I'm just riding on the conversation, and for my life I can't see how we're going to get John back as a good guy in this picture. And I can't remember how we got John back as a good guy in this picture, but let's see if we can. Third time. Well, we've got to try and get back there. We found out John's a good guy. You found out John's a good guy. Can I remember John's a good guy? So there's a lot of love behind his message. Yes, 100%. 100%. John is 100% spiritual. Because, yeah, a chiropractor, it's like a doctor. What does a doctor do? They kind of heal. What do we mean they kind of heal? Well, they could heal. They could heal us, but unfortunately it's all done by medication most of the time. And medication comes with side effects, so we get healed in one thing if we can accept a few other lesser things. So it's half a healing if you go and see a doctor. And a doctor is a bit like a chiropractor. So a chiropractor half heals, but a chiropractor's natural. So it's pretty much a healer. But what his chiropractor... No. whatever that evolved into once he applied his super intelligence to the world is a greater healing system. And that is 100% spiritual. That's 100% spiritual. 100%. So John, as long as he's healing the masses, he can do what he wants in my head. He gets away with murder. The things that he says, he's a real naughty spiritual boy, but he's doing that just so he can heal people, basically. John is doing that just so he can heal the people. Because he knows the pain, John. He knows the suffering better than the vast majority of people. He's a human behavioural specialist. So he knows human behaviour. Behaviour. He knows human behaviour. John knows... You just want the sign. Do you just want the sign? Because when I start not being able to get my words out, we have to get the sign out. I'm just keeping it in check now. I'm just keeping it in check. I want to pull it back round and get the sign out a bit later. So I'm going to try. Okay. You just want to fight all the time. You just want to fight all the time. Okay. So let's give you the best fight possible. Let's give you the best fight possible. Let's fight you all the way to consciousness. Let's fight you all the way to consciousness. It's 17 minutes and 24 seconds. 17 minutes and 24 seconds. And I can hear you screaming, just tell us about the message on the screen. I don't care anymore. 38 seconds. And 38 seconds. At 18 minutes exactly, we pick up this fight officially. At 18 minutes it starts. When I slip up on my words, we get the sign out. On your marks, get set, go. So John, spiritual master, he has a superpower, a certified superpower. A certified superpower. It's like, pick a subject you don't know and think, just have a think. If I need to become an expert in that field, how long would it take me? An expert, like I've studied in it for about 8, 9, 10 years plus. Well, you've got to study it for 8, 9, 10 years plus, yeah. But then we can fast track that. Really condense the studying, a lot of studying. A lot of books, a lot of writing, a lot of research. Whereas John, it probably takes him about a week. He speed reads as well, so he gets through books real quick. He's 70 now, and he's been doing this a while, and he reads books all the time, and he gets through books like anything. And if he can do a mastership basically in a field in a week, we lose reference of his consciousness, don't we? I'll tell you about the super secret one day, how to unlock John if you want an extra level of Gabriel's spiritual perspective on John. Spiritual perspective. So you're going to watch John. You've got this spiritual perspective locked in, and it's rattling in your brain. Everything John's saying is going through this rattle. See, that's how I see John anyway. But for someone else, I'll be interested to hear what they find of him with that rattle going on. And this is from John. In love, there is no loss. In love, there is no loss. And well, I did the homework, watched the video back. Too many stories. Too many stories. And I saw this video image. I brought it back. I just brought that back. I did that without thinking. If I had to think, if I stopped, I know when I don't get my words out. I saw this image late in the day, and it sort of explains a lot. And it says, viewer, yesterday could have been confusing. Yesterday could have been confusing. We get that. And it's that simple. It's that simple. I could explain it really simply. Do we need it explained really simply? There is a lot of you out there that get it. That don't need that. That just get it. Then there's a lot of you out there that read the sign and then get it. Oh, now I get it. And then there's a lot of you out there that watched yesterday, watched the confusion, read the sign and still don't get it. And well, it's like I could respond, I could explain, I could tell you how to get it. I could respond, I could explain, I could tell you how to get it. It's just the way I assess information is through energy, and I'm feeling all those ideas of expression, of explanation as possible ways to go forward. It's like, okay, I've got 3 possible solid, concrete ways I could explain myself out of this now. That one feels like that, and it goes off in that direction. It explains me that way. This one that way, and this one another way. And they're all solid, they're all concrete. It's just a different perspective on a lot of madness. That language, with my vocabulary, is not to at the moment with my level of consciousness. But this is exactly the process for me. What I'm going through right now as I try to speak to you calmly about the situation. Why is it there seems to be a barrier to understanding? A barrier to understanding. Why is it there's a barrier to understanding? And I am so scared, because that's an authority, and I don't do well with authority. I haven't got any fear anymore. If I'm honest, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. I know how to handle myself. I know what to say. Now, you're an authority. I'm putting this channel out there to the world. And there are people that understood it. There are people that have just understood it. And then there's a lot of people that are trying to understand it. And that's a different situation. See, the ones that understand it, we're on the level. That sign has already been pulled out, and it's already begun. The interdimensional present moment, time, has already begun. And they understand that. And the ones that are grasping, please let me understand. I don't understand you, Gabriel. I just don't understand. What do you mean by the interdimensional present moment time? And I've got to impress you now. I've got to impress you, which means I've got to do a little dance or something. And I get nervous about dancing in front of people to impress them. I really do. Unless I'm dancing for myself and I just look insane, and I don't care if I'm dancing in front of someone. And I'm free. And I'm free, and it just doesn't matter how ridiculous it looks. Because the purpose is to dance. And to myself, I tell myself, you're the best dancer in the world. When I was a kid, I got a certificate for winning a dancing competition. That stays with me to today. It's still with me. I pulled out all the moves. All the moves. We got Ghostbusters in there. Yeah. So when I need to dance, let me be free. And we might get Ghostbusters. It is spiritual. Ghostbusters is spiritual, but it's scary. It's scary. Ghostbusters is scary. It's scary spiritual. Scary spiritual. We want to try and keep it positive and light, because we're at work. Unfortunately, we're at work, and well, the dark spiritual is kind of what you do when you're not at work, if that makes sense. It's like the housework, the dark spiritual. The light spiritual cleans up the dark spiritual when we're not at work. And that's how it goes round, yin and yang. But we're at work now. The world's a little bit different. It's 2025. It's 2025. And unfortunately, we haven't got time for housework in this world. No. We've got to go out there and bulldoze this world into spiritual shape. And once it's been bulldozed into spiritual shape, we can chill out, go back to the darkness, and give it a good tidy up. At the moment, it doesn't matter if the house gets a little bit messy. There's just too much work. I thought of ideas I could tell you. Now, Do we go Matrix or do we go Loch Ness Monster with this? Do we go Matrix or Loch Ness Monster? I told you there's a few real good clear explanations I could give you. And I really delved in that energy trying to find out the best possible solution for this predicament we find ourselves in. Now, are you sure? Are you sure you want that option? I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from, but I like to keep it simple. You want a bit more context. We have to go with the Matrix, okay? And I know we can go with the Matrix. When I say we can go with the Matrix, Loch Ness was solid. That's why I was pushing for Loch Ness Monster. Because I know Loch Ness Monster answer. I don't know the Matrix answer. But I know we can get a Matrix answer. And I think that is the answer. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know for 100% if I can continue this conversation and explain to you through the world of the Matrix what I'm trying to say. But I know I can do that with Loch Ness Monster. I know. It's so simple, I know it. And that's me. That's me. And I can believe that level of weariness might be hard to understand. How can he be so dumb? He knows not where he's going, for the ocean will decide. It's not the destination, it's the glory of the ride. And now we find out. Now we find out. Is he going to fail for some strange reason? Some strange reason. There's always a chance. There's always a chance. In my head, my spiritual guru is so out there. So out there. There's a chance. My spiritual guru's master plan is no. No. I've had 4 viewers for years. I've had 4 viewers for years. And all of a sudden, I know people are listening. And I know people can hear. And I'm really happy with that. And I'm not going to do a thing to change myself or explain myself. And I'm going to slowly beat that into myself. And I might embarrass myself on this occasion just so I can get that into my head. It's about you. It's about you. You want to know the Matrix, and I'm happy for you to hear about the Matrix. I want to hear about the Matrix. And that's my spiritual master coming online. I know that. That's a good sign. I want to hear about this now. So you told me to talk about the Matrix, and I want to hear about it. That's exactly the situation. So, with the Loch Ness Monster, I need to go back to the Loch Ness Monster because I don't know the conversation. So I'll go back to the Loch Ness Monster. I remember why I wanted to tell you about the Loch Ness Monster. I come back. Okay. So that's what they need to know. And then we go to the Matrix. And we think about the Matrix. And I know the obvious one, and I'm just confirming. This is, I just normally talk. I don't confirm. I don't think it just happens. But right now we're confirming. So we're really seriously trying to impress you. You're trying to understand, and we're taking it seriously. It's possible. It's expanding. I found a good one. So I can't do it. Now this is. You're welcome into the wonderful world that is my brain. So the simple answer was, and I'll show you where we're going to go with this. The simple answer was, you got to believe it to see it. You got to believe it to see it. In the Loch Ness, we'll get it out in a minute, otherwise I won't finish this. You won. In the Loch Ness Monster movie, we're pretty sure it's the little girl says it to an adult. That fits the scene. It was a little girl that said it to an adult. The adult said to the little girl, you got to see it to believe it, talking about the Loch Ness Monster. And the little girl turns around and says, you got to believe it to see it. And that's Gabriel's brain, and he's back. He's just lost consciousness now. He knows to himself he's lost consciousness. But he hasn't lost consciousness. What he's done is enter the unconscious. And he observed himself entering the unconscious. But because it's himself, once he's in the unconscious, and he knows it's himself, and he's still awake, but it's the unconscious. It's definitely the unconscious. We have questions. And that's been reprogrammed to the superconscious now. So what happened was, it felt like unconsciousness, as Gabriel was not able to hold coherence to everyday activities, talking and speaking. And it looked like unconsciousness. Oh no, what's happening to Gabriel? He's talking about near death. Is this going to be the first YouTube? We don't want to say it. It looks terrible. But you're saying you're super conscious? You're saying you're super conscious now. Like we were going to call the ambulance for you, Gabriel. We were just about to call the ambulance for you, and you're saying it's super conscious now. It can be, if we let it. So coming back to the Matrix, I was going to go with the obvious one. What's the obvious one? You got to believe it to see it. And the obvious one, is it the spoon that bends, Neo? Or is it you that bends? Well, that doesn't quite fit, does it? It doesn't quite fit. That one's asking you to have a think about it and lose your mind. This one's asking you to let it go. Keep it simple. And then my mind came to the really important question. Because it's kind of the same And I don't think we're going to get a perfect analogy today. My spiritual guru, not on point. It's my spiritual guru. My spiritual guru is at fault here. It's my spiritual guru who's at fault. That's not going to get a perfect analogy. So we go to the moment when Neo's in training and Morpheus is with him and they're on top of the tower block. And it's Neo's job to jump across the tower blocks. And Neo doesn't know the dynamics of the Matrix yet. He doesn't know the dynamics of the Matrix yet. So he doesn't know how to do stuff yet. He's still a baby in the Matrix. But apparently it's possible to jump across these tower blocks. Apparently it's possible to jump across these tower blocks. And Morpheus tells Neo that. Neo doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Does he believe it? Does Neo believe it in that moment that he's going to make it across? Or does he see it first? And I wish we could remember, other than me trying to sell you this channel, was it that simple? Was it me just trying to sell you the channel? And all we need to do is keep it a little bit simple. Because if Neo was a little bit... Oh, forgive him, he's a bit dumb in the Matrix, isn't he? He's a little bit dumb. He's a little bit dumber, Neo, but he's super, super, super... Well, Superman. He's super, super, Superman, but they made him a dumb super, super, Superman. And, we're guessing in that moment, Neo saw the tower block, heard Morpheus. You can make it across, Neo. Go for it, mate. Go for it now, yeah. Go for it. Don't worry if you fail. Go for it, Neo. And that's all Neo needs to hear. I trust you with my life. I take drugs you hold out in front of me, and I forget they're drugs because they've got a colour on them. I take drugs from someone I don't really know. We said he's not too bright, Neo, but he can perform superpowers. He's got superpowers, and superpowers trump a little bit of intelligence. Whereas what it looks like in the finality, when Neo, Morpheus and Trinity, they're all kangarooing across the top of the buildings. They know it. They know it. They know they can do that. They don't need to believe it. So believing is like telling yourself you know. Believing is like telling ourselves we know. And what did we say the other day? We said, I think it was day 9. That's what feels like the right day. Day 9. I said, have I not beat it into you yet? I've been doing this fast track to paradise for like 9-10 days now. We know. You know. You know. You know. It's like telling yourself you know. really, really, really not certain if that answers the question entirely, but something tells me it does. Something tells me that's where to leave it. See, I don't really care. I don't really care. What I care about is that you got me interested in the Matrix. You got me interested in the subject. You, the viewer, us, the interdimensional present moment time, was one collective energy. And in that place, I am tapped into. And I am just happy because that place has dictated this conversation, the flow of this conversation, to the best of the limits I have available and resources I have available to me. And along the journey, you got me interested in the Matrix, the subject, and we explored it, and I enjoyed it. And the highlight is we got it too. Morpheus gave Neo drugs. And Neo's so... Oh, bless him, poor Neo. He's so occupied by rabbits, Neo, that he didn't realise it was a drug. He just got, oh, red and blue rabbit, Morpheus, red and blue rabbit, that one Morpheus. And somehow that is the saviour of all of mankind. They made the necessity to save humanity beckoned. Yeah. Upon, I don't know how to label him anymore. How do we label him? Go on, collective. Oh, listen, you can create the label for Neo. And maybe we roll with that from the future when we're talking about the Matrix. What are we going to label Neo as? We want to go with nature, like an animal or something. What type of animal is Neo in the Matrix? He's not a koala. Definitely not a koala. Not a kangaroo, and I don't know why we're going Australian at the moment. Maybe it will come to us in the rest of this live stream. We've been going 49 minutes. I don't want to make it any longer than it has to. In love, there is no loss. Get as much as you want, man. As much as you want. As much as you want. John DiMartini, my teacher, just making my life easier. John DiMartini making my life easier, explaining yesterday, very simply. And I've been talking so loud, my neighbours. What about a sea person? He's not a dolphin, definitely not a dolphin. Could be an octopus. kind of be an octopus. He does do that move. And he goes one way and then another way and then another way. It's like arms in it, extra arms. But he flies. So don't we need an animal that flies for him? Or do we just need a really dumb animal? And yeah, it's probably a koala in spirit. Sod it. Neo is a koala. It's been decided. I heard it and I was like, nah, I can't believe it. Koala, no way. There's too much ass kicking. But it's the spirit. It's the spirit of a koala. It's the spirit of a koala. Yeah. So we've called it 15 minutes 3 minutes ago. Means we've got 13 more minutes for 14 and a half minutes past. 4.5 minutes past. So we've got 1 hour and 4.5 minutes. We've entered the interdimensional present moment time. Oh, almost entered it. We've almost entered it. There we go. So yeah, it's like we're just starting the live stream, and it's weird. We put the sign on and we're just starting it. We're just starting. So we've just 100% officially entered the interdimensional present moment time with the sign, and it feels like we've just entered the live stream. Yeah. Oh, and what comes to mind? Can we get it? Straight away. No messing about with time today. Gold. We're straight there. But we're still a long way away. We got gold. So, in the past 24 hours, let's just call today worse than yesterday somehow. Today is worse than yesterday. But from day 4 of my little situation that's happened over the past few days, we've explained that, we've been through that. With regards to that, day 4 it starts to get better. Day 4 it starts to get better, but I'm in a worse place than yesterday. But it starts to get better. So it feels like it's getting better, but it's in a worse place. But that doesn't matter. Because I'm getting better. It's definitely getting better. And the getting better, in the end, outweighs the worseness. I've been through this too many times. And in the worseness today, and the getting betterness, I'm coming back to reality. It's like I became the live streams and now I'm getting dropped off at home. And it's been very difficult. And I've had a little think about the live streams, and we got gold, and I labelled this one as gold. If you can remember one, get this one. But it's a long way away. We're going to have to see if we can work our way back. So we've got a subject we can talk about. That's gold. And what's most gold? What's most gold is what I said to myself a few days ago on this live stream in Ego. that I reckon I can get them to see the gold. And I'm really scared I'm not going to remember. I'm really scared I was not in the best place of consciousness. I was really at my limit. So we'll have to see if we can get it. So it's to see something as gold that's not gold in the obvious, but it's really simple to understand and see in eventuality how it is gold. And I do not feel confident I'm going to get this today. So we'll talk about something else. It might come back, we'll see. I made these a few days ago. Little notes of stuff we can talk. Oh, mind you, I made a note on my phone that we need to talk about something. Bear with me. We need to talk about something. What do we need to talk about? It's just updating. It's just updating. Not much I can do. We'll give it a few seconds. Real, well, what did you call him earlier? The ultimate guru. The ultimate guru. Real ultimate guru energy today. Real ultimate guru energy wanting to come and say hello just before the live stream. Sadguru is deceiving. Is deceiving. Just calling himself Sadguru is deceiving. He's more like the ultimate guru. Is that all we got? Is that all we got? We don't really want to hear about this one. I thought we had another one. Obviously no. And he's been helping me through my problems. I knocked on his door a few weeks ago interdimensionally and said, "Yo, ultimate guru. You're the ultimate guru, aren't you?" He'd already told me he was the ultimate guru. You're the ultimate guru, aren't you? Well then, you're a bit like God, the ultimate guru. The ultimate guru is a bit like the king of gurus. The king of gurus. He's the king of gurus. And that's like the last person before God, if not God. In my head. So I knocked on his door and I said, this is pretty much what I said. Hey God, I don't agree with it, God. I don't agree with the world. And you want to turn up and say you're in a human body, but you're God. Click your fingers and sort the world out, God. And I gave him my best unconscious reason why. My best unconscious reason why. And I was really unconscious. I was really unconscious. Really way to express things. Way to express things. But I didn't figure I'd get a conversation. I didn't figure I'd get him dropping by and saying hello every so often thereafter. If I knew that, I would have been a little bit more polite. But no, I rocked up and I gave him my best unconsciousness. And he stuck about, and he's been helping me through. He gave me a spiritual job title. It's a real good one too. I'm well happy. I told you I've got a massive spiritual ego, and he's given me a job description now that says, if you've got a massive spiritual ego, you'll be happy. So I'm over the moon with my new spiritual job role that he gave me. And I'm slowly patching up my life around that. And yeah, he dropped in before the live stream to say hello, so I'm sure he's been here with us all in interdimensional present moment time. It's a shame. It's a shame. Why is that? I've been so good at remembering stuff, but the really, what do we call it? The really good one. The really good label. Just gold. This one's the pure gold. The real spiritual stuff. The real spiritual stuff. The stuff I want to show you. The stuff I really want to show you. That I feel I can show you. That's super simple. It's super simple, and it reduces life. It reduces life. It's this weird thing where life gets reduced, and almost sometimes the more it gets reduced, the better it is. But in the end, as a result of this reduction, constant reduction, it's like we're seeing gold. We're seeing gold. Things are getting less and less. We normally think of gold as more. So things are getting less. That's what life feels like in the moment. Things are getting less. And it's almost like they've got less to such an extent they've hit the interdimensional present moment. They hit the interdimensional present moment. It's just like, that's the best way I can describe it at the moment. I'm beyond my limits. Life keeps getting reduced until we hit the interdimensional present moment with something. And in that moment, there's space. And if we look, there's often tea and cake right there too. If we know how to look, if we know how to see it. But it's not just seeing it, really. It's easy to say that. Just change your perception and you see gold. If only if it was that easy. If only if it was that easy. I repeated the mistake. It's the interdimensional present moment time. It sounds better that way. Because you sort of have to give up everything and become it. You have to become it. Because it's a total change of mindset, the reduction. That's what we have to get used to. That mindset. And that's scary. That's normally a scary process. And it's still scary for me. I'm learning to see it like John in all the fields. I can see it in one field and I'm getting better at seeing it in other fields. But I've got to learn it in all the fields as the reduction comes, to see the patterns of the reduction, and just to know from seeing the patterns, oh, it's reduction. Reduction's okay, because what happens after reduction? There's always tea and cake. There's always tea and cake. There's always tea and cake. I said it a bit too strongly. I'm saying like it's all the time. I'm saying it like it's all the time. If it was all the time, it wouldn't be gold. It won't be gold. If it was all the time, it won't be gold. So it's just sometimes. And therefore, we have to learn to deal with the reductions on a whole, because sometimes we get gold, sometimes we don't. But it stabilizes the energy to life somehow. It just chills the mind. It chills the mind, calms the mind. Just accepting the reduction and knowing how to see the gold. And the best thing is it's not a one-way process. Sometimes gold just pops up. And other times you get to make it. Have a little dig, find it, pull it out of thin air, find it hiding behind a book, or find it in a book. And you've got to pull it out of the book. Reduction. I think we have a reference for the gold. That's a new one. I didn't know to be able to communicate what I see as gold, but the word reduction seems to be really, really powerful at the moment. 5 minutes past the time. We'll make a space now for 1 or 2 minutes, just to, if anybody needs to just get that interdimensional present moment between us all and say, no, I take command of this moment above everybody. Because I just say the most important thing that I'm saying I'm tapping into in the interdimensional present moment time. I just feel it, and the most important thing that pops out gets said. So pick it up and we'll see what the most important thing is to come out in the next 2 minutes. And unfortunately, that's the most important thing. Probably for me right now. A little silence. But this is YouTube. That's just not going to cut it on YouTube, is it? Nobody's going to tune in. Nobody's going to tune in to watch someone sitting there with tea and cake, coffee and smoke, pecan butter and fermented milk. That's number 4. Fermented milk, probiotic fermented milk is number 4. For half an hour, saying nothing, are they? Just tuning into some sort of interdimensional present moment time energy. Nobody's gonna do that, are they? No, it's YouTube. We know. It's videos. We press the videos, and what happens with the videos? All the videos. There's noise. The present moment of that video contains noise like this one at the moment. Is it possible one day there's no noise and we can hear the energy even clearer? See, in the weird and wonderful world that is my spiritual master, I don't know who I'm talking to right now. There are a few possible. No, there are several different dimensional realities of the future we are speaking to at the moment. And for that reason, I don't know which one I'm most speaking to. So I'm like, whoa, come back, Gabriel. Come back. You got all of these possibilities. So whatever you say has to fit those 4 possibilities into whatever you say. So it's like looking for the lowest common denominator in each possible dimension of the future. Lowest common denominator, and then finding one even smaller that fits all of them. I'm working with that, which doesn't leave me a lot, so I just talk about anything, thinking about that and keeping it roundabout on point. That roundabout pleases everybody. One hour of pure interdimensional present moment time with everybody. But we've got to have some practical use to it, don't we? We've got to have some practical use to it. You either enjoy it or you don't. We either enjoy the present moment or we don't. And we either get the energy or we don't. I used to give myself so much time, once upon a time on these live streams, at the flat, when I was at the flat. If you listen to me at the flat, I did not care about the viewer. No way. I was going to take my time to get each and every word out. And now I'm a bit panicked from everything my life has gone through over the past few years, and I don't give myself that time, and I want to. But where the channel is now, I'm trying to be a bit more articulate, and believe it or not, my intention is to keep a bit more of a coherence going. And that's actually starting to form, and I'm happy with that, despite me dropping words and sentences and everything else. And are we going to come back to where I went before I went off on that tangent that I used to give myself so much time to finish? It was in reference to something. So yeah, that's what happens. We said about 4 different possibilities in front of me, and I don't know what to say. So I'll say anything, I'll try and keep it there. And then I lose consciousness and I go somewhere else. I must have trained myself somehow to bring myself back. I don't know how else to describe it. I come back and we find the conversation and I see the same 4 possibilities in front of me. But during that process, I went somewhere else. Now before, I would have come back and I would have said, oh no, I've got interdimensional egg on my face yet again. I went off on one and I don't know where I went. I was unconscious. It's so embarrassing. Man. Interdimensional egg again. All over my face. But now I'm really clear. I went off somewhere and I did a lot of hard work to remain conscious, and we came back and it's like luck every time. That's how it feels. Every single time. Pure luck, we found the conversation again. But I just went into the matrix. Basically. But it's not the matrix, because the matrix time matches up. 1 second in the real world is 1 second in the matrix. I went somewhere, and it could have been a long time I was there. It could have been an infinite amount of time, and I came back like a second later. But I just spent untold time somewhere. Does that help with these 4 potential futures that I'm speaking to? It's more than that, but we've got it down to 4 energies, and I can feel it and I can half see it. Does that help? Yeah. So Gabriel doesn't know what to do. He never means to have a point or a message. He just needs to get the message out. And he's got a message out. It sounds like he's just about to conclude what he's been saying. That's what it sounds like. But if he were to do that, that would mean he has a point. He has a point about the conversation. And it's not about a point anymore. No. It's the interdimensional present moment time. All of it. All of it. Whatever? No. Not whatever. Anything and everything that points us back to the interdimensional present moment time. That is the point. That is the point. And Gabriel just has to get a message out. And it's annoying when it comes back to that point. It's like, yeah, I've said the interdimensional present moment time quite a few times in not too many days. I have no point. I have no point. It's just what comes out, and I find out, just like you, that the point is, well, it's apparently the interdimensional present moment time. And in this story, the ultimate guru, just after he's kicked the Ultimate Warrior's ass, the wrestling one, he kicked the Ultimate Warrior's ass. He basically came and said to me, Gabriel, don't worry so much, mate. Look in front of you. You got your coffee and you got your smoke. You got your coffee and you got your smoke. Gabriel, it's okay. I'm telling you, you're allowed your coffee and smoke. Said the ultimate guru, who's now WWF champion as well, WWE, the latest one, what it's been changed to, WWE champion, but it was WWF back then, so he's both WWF champion and WWE champion, and any other champion that WWE got changed to in the future. I'm covering my interdimensional future tracks now with Sadhguru, and he came along and said, don't worry about it so much. Coffee and smoke. You're allowed your coffee and smoke. Nobody else in the world is allowed coffee and smoke except for you, Gabriel. Except for you. You're the only one who's allowed coffee and smoke, and he made me feel safe. This is what went on in my head. And things have got better since then. And I've learnt to see the ultimate guru like a spiritual master who's not in the mountains. But I'm still questioning. He's a bit just on the safe side at the moment. Just on the safe side. So I got coffee and smoke, man. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I got coffee and smoke. I feel better because I got coffee and smoke, and I wanted to, well, I don't know what I wanted to do. I told you in an attempt to get the message out, which is never going to happen because there is no message except the energy behind the interdimensional present moment. When you see Gabriel, forget it. Just see the interdimensional present moment. Oh, that's the interdimensional present moment. If I look and listen, it doesn't have to make sense. It's not the point. The point is, if I just listen, I guess I don't have to watch. If I just listen, I get the interdimensional present moment. If I just don't fight it, if I don't fight getting to the interdimensional present moment time, I get there. Anything else? Anything else? called kefir. Kefir. The fermented milk. Kefir. Kefir. So I told myself not to get stuck the other day. I told myself not to get stuck. My body's just got stuck. My body's just got stuck. So I want to continue the chat. It's been really fun. I can't believe I've got to listen to an hour and a half tomorrow myself for an hour and a half. I can't believe I've got to listen to myself for an hour and a half tomorrow. What did I just say? Yes, I know. Morpheus gave drugs to Neo. It's hard to accept. It's hard to wake up to. But what did I just say? I said that if I look at me and I listen to me, I get the interdimensional present moment. And I said, I can't believe I've got to listen to myself for an hour and a half tomorrow. An hour and a half tomorrow. God. I've got to listen to myself for an hour and a half tomorrow. And I don't make sense. And I've got to make an artificial intelligence moving sign to basically patch up my lack of consciousness where I'm not able to get all my words out correctly. And I've got to listen to that back. And I've got to see this little mistake and that little mistake and how I'm not perfect yet. Think about the ultimate guru just, you know, how cool would it be to become the ultimate guru? And how I'm not. And how I'm still dumb. How I'm still dumb. But somehow, I'm also, it's really hard to say this, I'm also somehow half a genius. I'm also somehow half a genius. Only half. We got it out. I had to stick half in front of it. Because I've realised, Gabriel. You've basically, if you believe your own words as true, given yourself an hour and a half tomorrow of healing. If you can just not fight yourself for an hour and a half, you get healed. And this is where I meet the people I'm trying to impress. Because I know, I told you on day 9, if you know by now, you know. And if you don't know, you know you know. No, if you don't know, you know anyway. You know anyway. Will I remember? I was going to say something really good. I thought it was really clever. I'm half a genius. Yeah, I just want to punch myself sometimes. I really do. And that's why I sympathise with the people I'm trying to persuade that, bear with me, just forget making sense and listen to him. Try forget making sense and listen to him. If we just forget sense, but say we're just going to sit there and listen to him, we get him. But yeah, it's a hard listen. So I'm looking at those 4 futures at the moment, and I'm thinking we've just knocked off most of it. We've just knocked off most of it. But this is a big X, a big, massive X that marks the spot. And I've said it so many times, I'm not going to say it anymore. If you need to know, the words are there right on the screen. Exactly how I told the AI. Exactly how I told the AI. To make it really clear. Really, really clear. Absolutely no error. No error where this is. No error where this is. A big X. A big X. And I'm not wasting my energy anymore. We've got a big flashy sign for where this is. Because that's what happens in the present moment. We all get healed. I'm having a little argument with myself. I'm saying there's more to the present moment than just getting healed. And more than tea and cake. And more than tea and cake. And healing. And healing. Well, I'll let you learn that for yourself, what there is. I have an idea. I have a reference. I have a really good experience there. But I imagine lots more levels to go of that experience. Lots. And if the present moment was that good then, wow. If it was that good then, how good could it be? In my reference, where I was when I found the present moment and lived it, was a real hard place. And I knew, I could see, I could feel how the present moment was still constricted. I'm just saying to myself, I'm not remotely there. I'm not remotely there now. But it's all there. It's all there. It's just the experience of it. And the more we experience it, the more it reveals itself. The more we hold it as an energy, an active energy we can come back to. And I had it more then, and there's even more to come on top, a lot more I imagine. And I know that, and this is probably a lot better than most people have. But I have my challenges, I really do. And for that reason, I suspect most people won't have too hard a time. You can't miss it. It's everywhere.